Hey football fans, Kuram here. Let's talk some English Premier League action. What is the only match that is on everyone's mind? No, it's not Manchester City versus Everton. It's not Stoke versus Arsenal. It is Manchester United, league leaders against defending champions Chelsea. If you look 10 weeks ago in February and you looked at Chelsea's position, 15 points off the top of the table, you were thinking that they're only fighting for a place in the Champions League the next season. But what a revival it has been by Carlo Ancelotti's men, and Chelsea in 2011, the only Premier League team to remain undefeated in 2011. It was Arsenal till February when they started going down for Arsenal in Feb. But Chelsea have just been amazing. 25 points out of 27 in the English Premier League since January, the most by any Premier League team this year. They are undefeated. They are doing really well. Other stats about Chelsea is the fact that they were the first team to score in the first half at Old Trafford last year in April 2010. The last time Manchester United lost at Old Trafford was in April 2010 against Chelsea. You could say there was a referee decision that kind of did influence that game, especially since the second goal from Didier Drogba was totally offside, and it was Makeda who came back in the 81st minute and scored a goal after Nani came down the left and a great cross. I remember that match so well, especially the run-up to that match with Chelsea the weekend before that match in April 3rd. At the end of March, they defeated Aston Villa 7-1, and they were just flying high, and then they got that decision. And that decision is something that Sir Alex Ferguson has been in the press talking about. Referee decisions is what he's always talking about, hoping that it won't happen again. And Howard Webb is the official for the Manchester United match at Old Trafford against Chelsea. Howard Webb, in the last 4 matches that he's officiated in which Manchester United played, he's now awarded Manchester United 3 penalties. John O'Shea, if he starts against Chelsea with his 300th start. Other stats to let you know is that Manchester United are, in this Premier League season, it has allowed the fewest amount of shots on target at 112. Chelsea, on the other hand, is the only Premier League team to have the most amount of shots on target. They have had 690 shots on target this season so far, and correspondingly last season they had 834 shots on target, so they're lower than that mark, but they have 690 shots on target this season. Arsenal are second with 599 shots on target, and the Spurs are third with 583 shots on target. Also, no side has won more Premier League points this season than Chelsea, like I let you know. But if you look at Manchester United at home, it is a fortress. And one stat that says it is a fortress is that out of a possible 51 points this season at Old Trafford, Manchester United have scored 49 of those points. And if Manchester United get a win against Chelsea at Old Trafford and a win against Blackpool, the last game of the season at Old Trafford, they will have amassed 55 points at Old Trafford at home this season, which will tie a record that is currently held by Chelsea in their 2005-2006 campaign. They had 55 points coming from home. Remember Jose Mourinho's wonderful streak that came to an end when he was managing Real Madrid against Sporting Gijón. Yep, that streak was still going on for Chelsea in 2005 and 2006. A couple things that are really interesting is the fact that the referees, obviously, and a lot of people are not too happy with the play antics of Barcelona and the referee having that decision in the Champions League. Obviously, Sir Alex Ferguson has been in the press talking about how he hopes that a bad refereeing decision would not affect this match, and how happy he is that a World Cup referee, Mr. Howard Webb, is going to be in charge of this crucial match at the end of the Premier League season between Chelsea and Manchester United. It has been an amazing Premier League 2010, one of the most competitive ones that I remember. It's unfortunate that I can't be on Geo Super talk about this, but hopefully soon we will be able to do that, myself and Adi, when Geo Super starts. But still, if you look at this season, just looking at Chelsea alone, they came out of the gates in the start of the season blazing goals and scoring like 25 goals in the first couple of games of the season, while Manchester United were drawing. And then come November, when they lost to Liverpool, it started off a landslide of defeats for Chelsea. Only 1 win in 8 games. A horrible November and December. January, they got 2 players that really did help their campaign, obviously, since they're undefeated in January. David Luiz, amazing player. He has been amazing for Chelsea. He wasn't there when Manchester United were facing off against Chelsea in the Champions League, and we all know what happened over there. Manchester United completely destroyed the European dreams of Chelsea, so they want some revenge for that. Chelsea thrown out of the Champions League because of Manchester United. No David Luiz there. David Luiz will be playing in this one, and that is something I think Manchester United can exploit. He can be wound up. He can be prone to make a defensive error. He's good going forward, but on the counter-attack, that is where Manchester United is going to try to target, and that's the guy they're going to try to target, especially David Luiz. If you talk about the £50 million that they spent on Fernando Torres, even though Torres is not scoring a lot of goals, he only scored 1 against West Ham, his impact has been immense on the other players in Chelsea, especially Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba has stepped up his game ever since Fernando Torres came into the squad. Salomon Kalou was scoring consistently, but he's always sitting on the bench. And Anelka is going to get his 100th start if he starts against Manchester United for Chelsea. But Fernando Torres' presence has caused Frank Lampard, John Terry, Didier Drogba, 3 key players for Chelsea, to step up their game. And that is what Fernando Torres has brought to Chelsea. He's given a kick to everyone else's butt in Chelsea to get in gear, and boy, have they responded under Carlo Ancelotti. They have responded. They are fighting for the title. On February 28, 2011, if you looked at Chelsea, they were 15 points behind lead leaguers Manchester United. Since then, they have just been in stellar form. All the form is with Chelsea. All the pressure is on Manchester United. Manchester United, although have one thing going for them, they don't need to win this game. They know Chelsea has to win this game. So Chelsea's going to go into this game full guns blazing. They're going to try to score a first goal. If Manchester United can be that defensive squad that they are and are able to suck in the pressure of Chelsea, they can catch them on the counterattack. No Darren Fletcher for Manchester United is going to be tough. Remember, in 2011, he was hacking away at Malouda for that first goal that Joe Cole got. But unfortunately for Darren Fletcher and all, it was the referee decision in the end that gave Didier Drogba that offside goal in the 79th minute, even though Makeda scored in the 81st minute. Chelsea have had some very good luck with referees this season so far, especially in the last couple of weeks. Against Tottenham, that was in no way a goal, yet they got it. Manchester United have been lucky as well. If Nemanja Vidic was given that red card against Arsenal, it would have been a very different result from 1-0, and that could affect the goal difference. It hasn't been since 1989. That was the last time the Premier League was decided on goal difference. This season can well and surely come down to goal difference if Chelsea are able to defeat Manchester United. Although the run into the end of the season sees Blackburn and sees Blackpool against Manchester United, and it sees Newcastle and Everton against Chelsea. Everton will be a tougher one for Chelsea, and Newcastle showed against Manchester United that they can play for a draw and get a draw as well and stop any goals scored. But if you look at Blackburn, they lost 7-1 to Manchester United at Old Trafford, and you look at Blackpool, they lost 3-2 in a very contested match against Manchester United. What do I think is going to happen? It's tough to say. It's really a tough one to say. I have a feeling that a referee decision is going to affect this match. I want Manchester United to win, but they love doing it the hard way. Manchester United don't have to win. A draw is good enough for them. They know that, but they got the experience. They average 2.04 points per game every May. That is the most of any Premier League team. They are a very good team, a very experienced team. John O'Shea, 300th career appearance or start for Manchester United in this game, and he'll do well. I think it's going to be a draw. That's my point of view. I think it's going to be a draw, 2-2, 1-1. Or if the referee Howard Webb has something to do with it, it could be Manchester United either sneaking in a goal late to get the draw or to get the win. That's what I think is going to happen. It's unfortunate that the referee is going to play a part in this. I know it's going to happen. It's just going to be one of those things where the referee plays a part and everybody else is going to be talking about how the referee decided 2010-2011's Premier League season. That is my theory. I think it's going to be Chelsea on the attack first, Manchester United soaking up pressure, letting in an easy goal in the second half, and then Manchester United coming back and scoring a goal controversially to tie and draw and get a point at Old Trafford. They're not going to get the record of 2005-2006 in my opinion. Or it could be, I could be totally wrong like I usually am, and Manchester United are going to whoop Chelsea. They're going to whoop Chelsea like no one else's mom. They're going to whoop Chelsea. I hope so. That's what a part of me says. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and hopefully you liked the video, and check out the blog, www.agentdodo.com. New stuff, especially about the acting reel, coming there soon. Till then, bye.